All right, folks. So the last part of the lecture I'll do next time, but I want to talk about the web page. I finally got a local copy of it loaded here. So you go to samsclass.info, which might load if I do that. Yeah, it ain't going to load even if I do that. Let's see if I... Anyway, then you click 127 and you get here. All right, you can get a free copy of the textbook online. And here's the schedule. Nothing's officially due for a few weeks, so people that are just adding late can still adding. Well, there's no late add, but adding within the add period can still get in. But you should start reading the first chapter and start doing hands-on projects. There's no class Wednesday. Oh, this is from last semester. All right. I wonder if I even have a copy of this semester's web page. No, spring 25. That's this semester. Well, I see. This is an old version of my page. It's really Monday in case, and not Wednesday, but it is January 13th. Anyway, next week is a holiday, and 2 weeks we'll meet again. By then you should be taking some quizzes and doing hands-on projects. You'll find the quizzes up here. There's a Canvas server here, which is not on my old version of this page, but on my real live version, you'll find the page there showing you how to get to the server, where you can create an account with an email address, and then you can take the quizzes. All right, and you can start doing some projects. That's the main thing. And the first project that you do is just to get a Linux machine going. You're going to need a Linux machine for most of the projects in this class. And so I want you to just get a Debian machine going. And this is a little tricky. Let me see if I can get my local versions of these pages up. That's pretty... yeah, it's strangely slow. Maybe it's not there. It should be there. I think I developed it on this machine. 127 projects. This is the page I really want, though. Local Debian 12. Let's open it with, say, try Firefox, see what that does. Aha! Okay, good. This is the important thing. Okay, so while I'm at it, let's see if I can get ED30 to open here. ED30. There it is. Okay. Let's try putting that in Firefox. Maybe Firefox is going to work better than my other web browser. Okay, good. All right. So this is the project. Now, I point out a few things here. You need to get a Linux machine working. And then, once you get it working, you turn in a flag here. And you'll see it, this uname -a. You'll get an image here, which will show you some text covered up by a green mask, and the text hidden by the green mask is what you turn in as the flag. You can put the image in Canvas, submitting it as a Canvas project, or you can put it in a scoreboard on my 127 page, which may not be here, but it will be. It'll be on this page. I think it's down here at the bottom. It might be different. I forget where I put it this semester, and this is not the live copy of the page, which I can't get to from campus. But there's going to be an automated scoreboard you can use instead of Canvas if you want to. Just use one or the other. And if you haven't gotten used to capture the flag contests, just do this. You find a flag, you capture an image showing the flag, highlight the flag, and then submit it in the Canvas with the flag in the text field, so it's easy for us to see. And I have a grader that will look at it and see if you did it right. All right. So the first thing you have to do is get a virtual machine. This project shows you what flag to turn in, and the actual instructions about doing it I've written new because things have changed in the modern world. So Debian 12 is the latest version of Linux. You can use any version of Debian from 8 onward. If you have Kali Linux, don't use it for this class. I think you'll get in trouble. Kali Linux is messed up Debian. And a lot of things are broken. You probably can do some of the projects, but you'll probably hit weird problems. It's better to just use plain Debian. So for that, you need a hypervisor, which is either VMware Workstation Player or VMware Fusion. And I put links here to the old versions on a third-party site because Broadcom bought VMware, and they made it almost impossible to get at the free version. Some students have actually succeeded. Other people tell me it is very, very frustrating. You have to somehow create an account, and they make it very difficult. But you can get old versions of the products here that work. Now, if you have an Intel processor on your machine, then all you do is download and import a pre-built Linux machine. And you have an Intel processor if you're running Windows, or if you have a Mac before the M1. But if you have a more modern Mac, like in the last 2 or 3 years, which is M1, M2, M3, or M4, then you have an ARM processor. And I found a very good way to do this, which is not, let's see, which is not this. Now, I guess I don't have the latest version of this machine. Yeah, what you do, I cannot get a right copy of the project here, but I'll point out you use this product called UTM. So let me open up Zoom and get a student to join me from an off-campus location, and then I can point you to the latest version of this project, hopefully. So that way I can, because this is what you should be doing. So let me get a meeting going, and then I'll put the information how to join this. Advanced sharing. Okay, now everybody can share. All right, so this is what I usually do at 7:30 every class, so people can join and get help. And the joining information is available on my homepage, which I may not be able to get. It should be on this page too. Ah, good. Okay. There's the information how to join, which I'll put in the Twitch chat. And if somebody can join and show me, and share your screen and go to my webpage, then I can show you more details of this project. So I think somebody's here. So can one of you people please share your desktop and go to my webpage?
I can help out with that.
Good, thank you, good. So please do that. Sharing, good, here comes some sharing. Good, just go to shamsclass.info. Great, thank you. Then go up and click 127 up towards the top. Okay, good. All right, and then click Projects at the top, yeah. Okay, and then click ED30. All right, and so now you notice there's no actual instructions on here. There's just a green box that shows you how to turn in the project. Tells you the name of the project, ED30.1, and you execute that command, and you'll get a response, which you can see here. And the part covered by the green box is the part you turn in. Whatever text is behind there, that's the flag to prove that you succeeded. Now, please click that link there, local Debian 12. All right, and so if you have an Intel processor, then it's pretty easy. You just download a machine, unzip it, and run it. It's all ready to go. But if you have a Mac, you scroll down here and you see the instructions here. This is what you do. You get this product called UTM, and then you just you create an emulated AMD machine, which is what I have here. Now let me get mine going live to show it to you. This UTM is a graphical front end for QEMU, QEMU, one of the very common virtualization platforms. And you can create an emulated machine, and that's what I have here. So this is actually emulating a 64-bit Intel architecture on an ARM processor. So that means it's slow. And because it's slow, what I gave you instructions to do is to make a headless Linux server. Headless Linux servers have no graphics, which makes them much faster and smaller, but they're a little harder to use, so I wanted to demonstrate that. So if you follow all these steps, you'll create an emulated machine, and then you'll install Linux on it. And there's just a bunch of steps here, and they're not too onerous. And when you're done, you'll end up with something that is a little tricky to use, and this is something very much to get used to, especially for hackers. When you're hacking things, you very often get only command line control over it. You very rarely get graphics. So you have to get used to controlling everything from command line only. And the same thing's true of cloud servers and Linux servers in general. So I think it's still starting up. Yeah. All right. Yep, it's still messing around, booting up, changing the size and stuff. Shouldn't take too long, but we'll see. The penalty of changing the hardware through emulation. All right, good. I'm in. So I made an account called Students. The password are capital PAD SSW0RD. And you can use anything as long as you don't forget it, but that's what's in my instructions. So now that I'm in, I can do IPA, and I can get the IP address, which is 192.168.64.8. Okay, now what you do is now this screen here is called the console, and it's really only intended for booting up the machine, not really for doing work, because you can't copy and paste into it, it doesn't scroll back, it's very annoying. So what you do is you open a command prompt, a terminal on your Mac, and then you do SSH of your username, which would be student if you obey my instructions, 192.168.64.8. And now you're in, P at SSW0RD. Now you have command line control of your Linux server, and it is running an Intel processor. You can see it right here. It's Linux Debian running on x86-64. If you do uname -A, it will tell you the same thing, Debian on AMD 64. So this is what you want. Now you'll have an Intel processor. You can practice my Intel exploits. We will do ARM exploits later, which are what this machine does natively, but this responds well enough to get the work done here. When we get to Windows, there'll be a problem because Windows is so inefficient and slow that it runs really slowly in emulation. So people with Mac M1s will probably have to use a cloud server for that, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. It'll be a while before we get there. Anyway, the first thing is just to get your processor going, and that would be the first project. That's probably what you should all focus on, is doing that. And if you're ready, go ahead and do the other projects, but I'll demonstrate them later and talk about them later. I just want to make sure everybody's going, and you should be able to start reading the book, taking quizzes, doing projects, and so on. And the other thing to know is I will be here to help you every Monday through Thursday at 7:30 p.m. I'll be teaching at night, and you can connect remotely. Now, I'm on different rooms on campus, and on Tuesday it's online only. I'll be at home, but you can always reach me on Twitch. So at 7:30, I finish up the normal class lecture and stuff, and then I just turn on Twitch, and people show up and they want, I turn on Zoom, and then we can work and help people get through their projects. So if you have any troubles, catch me any of those times. If you have questions about how to get to the system or passwords or, any kind of problem, let me know. This I've taken to doing. This is really important, especially now that everybody is remote. People get stuck and they're frustrated and they can't find anybody to talk to. So the best thing to do is talk to me live at that time, 7:30 any evening, Monday through Thursday. All right, let me just stop this recording. I think that's enough.